I want to know. No, get out of here. I want to read that shit. So hang on. This is by Rich Stanton. More than likely, the person buying your game is not going to play it. I mean, fuck. If you ever get a game and you play it and you really like, and just like completing this 10-minute tutorial, and it's like 90% of players haven't achieved this trophy. It's like, maybe he has a point here. Also, this guy is doing so good, dude. He has so much money. Hold up, folks. Games industry analysis Chris Zukowski has cracked it and knows exactly what you're all like. Nothing but a bunch of hoarders. Yes, I'm looking at you with your huge Steam library, bulked out greedily during every big sale in which you've only ever played half of, and that's being generous. The truth is, the truth is in there. The amazing thing about Steam and its player base is that they buy games that aren't going to play, says Zukowski in a new post for spotted by Games Radar Plus. More than likely, the person buying your game is not going to play it. I resemble that remark. Zukowski conjures up the spirit of Reed Hastings, the co-founder of Netflix, and specifically his remarks that streaming platform isn't just competing with the likes of HBO, but also things like Fortnite, and in extreme cases where you get hooked on a box and it's past 1 a.m. sleep. In such a scenario, what chances a poor little indie game have of snatching an hour? Zukowski reckons that that's just not the issue. The reason Steam makes indies so much money compared to all the other platforms is that they have built up an audience that is full of super die-hard hobbyists. Basically, hobbyists buy stuff not because they actually want to consume it, but because they are collecting it. This is illustrated by the so called pile of shame from various hobbies. Great stacks of Lego sets wanting to be built, a room crammed with Warhammer model kits, the Everest like mounds of yarn that knitters call their stash. Apparently, the Japanese even have a word for those who buy books and pile them up knowing they won't read them. Sudoku. I did not say that right. I'm willing to bet. We make a brief stop by an older article from Simon Carless that analyzed Steam's collections and found the median player on there has 51.5% of their collection unplayed. The take home message: Valve cracked the problem that Netflix was struggling with. How do you sell to people that have so much entertainment at their fingertips they don't have enough hours in a day to play to watch it all? Says Zukowski. Valve basically added infinite hours to a gamer's day. It is theoretical future day where gamers might someday spend hours playing it, but let's be honest, won't. The fuck, I feel attacked. I do. I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. I might be part of the fucking problem. Um, the reason game developers are willing to give Valve 30% of their revenue is because Steam Marketplace is packed with super gamers who throw money at games they have no intention of playing. While there's no design Zukowski has a point, I would just slightly put the brakes on before applying this to Steam as a whole. Player habits are constantly changing, and so are the players themselves. I definitely have fitted this description of Steam players years ago, and remain guilty as charged when it comes to the Sudoku label. But these days, I'm much more careful about what I buy on Steam, purely because I have had the experience of blowing $40 in a Steam sale on dozens of games that I never played multiple times. I agree that most of us are hoarders of some sort. I'm just not sure that behavior persists across our lifetime on Steam anyway. Steam players get satisfaction out of finding a hidden gem in a court and adding it to their collection, posits Zukowski, because hobbyists find satisfaction in collecting, even if they know deep down they'll never actually play it. The fact that loads of people will buy a game but never play it is actually, drumroll please, a massive boon for developers. If Steam shoppers were rational and only bought games they were going to play, we would sell a lot fewer games, said Zukowski. Half this industry would be gone. Knowing Steam players are hoarders explains why you give Valve that 30%. You get access to a bunch of drunken sailors who spend their money. I mean, it's like that line right there obviously invokes a little bit of contempt, right? But god damn it, I feel so attacked here. I feel so personally attacked. Um there are a lot of common sense observations Zukowski makes about this. Developers can't really take advantage of such information in ratios played versus not played aren't worth obsessing over. If a game is either popular or in some sort of bundle, it's also more likely to have higher numbers of owners who haven't played it. Zukowski also has a pet theory, which I found persuasive, that having a clear genre helps the games do better on Steam because people know that they like, for example, open world survival crafting games. and will buy yours even though they got 20 more in their library to get through first. Zukowski ends with a mea culpa. Don't know what that means. What do you mean, mea culpa? Um, an acknowledgement of one's fault or error. Okay. Um, showing that he hasn't played 2/3 of the games in his Steam library. You can check your own stats via Deep Sea Calculator. It's just important developers. Oh, ooh, ooh! I don't want to do it. I don't want to be called out like this. It's just important developers have a realistic understanding of of who their audience is, says Zukowski. You should probably be more jaded. Not everyone who buys your game is a ravenous fan who would join your Discord, do cosplay of your main character, or participate in art contests. Your game is just another brick in the Sundoku pile. Oh my god. I can't believe I just read a PC gamer I can't believe I just read a PC gamer thing that I actually kind of agree with. I feel so called out right now.